There are places you see in photos, and they call out to you, not because they are famous, but because they feel like secrets. Kyrgyzstan was one of those places for me. I had seen pictures of its mountains, heard stories of its untouched beauty, and I knew I had to come. But no one warned me about Enilchek, a place so remote, so fragile, that time itself seemed unsure what to do with it. What started as a simple tour through Kyrgyzstan turned into something else, a journey into silence, memory, and the weight of things left behind. The road to Enilchek does not greet you. There is no grand welcome sign, just a ribbon of gravel winding through glaciers and cliffs. And somewhere along the way, the air changes. The silence thickens. It is the kind of silence that makes you aware of your own breathing. This was not a place for casual tourists. Enilchek does not invite you in. It tests if you can survive the way in. In winter, this road is supposed to be closed. The avalanches cut off the entire valley, making Enilchek a ghost island hidden in snow. But I came anyway, and for a while, I was not sure I would ever leave. At the entrance to Enilchek, there is a soldier standing guard where the world officially ends. He does not smile much. Places like this rarely give you reasons to smile. To enter Enilchek, you need special permission, some papers, a reason, and probably a bit of madness. I had all three. I filmed a short clip with him, a moment of human warmth in a place known for being cold. Enilchek was not always a ghost. In the 1980s, this was a thriving Soviet mining town. Families lived here. Children ran through these streets. There was a school, a hospital, a life. It was a town built on promises, that the mountains would give up their riches and that the future here would shine. But when the Soviet Union collapsed, so did Enilchek. The mines closed, families packed their lives into bags, and the silence moved in to stay. Today, about 150 people remain, the last heartbeat of Enilchek. There's still a school, 6 classrooms for the children of those too stubborn to leave. Children who play in streets that once held thousands, now empty except for wind and memory. It is a strange feeling to stand in a place built for life, now waiting quietly for the earth to reclaim it. In the middle of all that silence, I met them. 2 children standing on the back of a small truck, smiling like they had just discovered the secret to happiness. They posed for my camera like it was the most natural thing in the world. In a place where life has all but disappeared, here they were, bright, curious, full of life. I thought I could visit Enilchek and leave earlier, but the mountains had other plans. Avalanches buried the road I came in on. For hours I was stuck, no way out, no signal, just the cold and the silence. The world forgot about Enilchek, and for a moment it felt like the world forgot about me too. But something happens when you are forced to sit still in a place like this. You start to see things differently. You notice how the wind sounds different when it echoes off empty buildings. You realize how small you are when mountains lean over you on every side. You stop being a visitor and become part of the silence itself. Nature does not wait for our permission to move on. Grass pushes through cracks in the pavement. Trees grow into windows. The glaciers shift, grinding down memories left too close to the edge. Slowly, gently, this town is disappearing. Not in fire or disaster, but in silence. Until one day, no one will remember it was ever here. Not every story about Enilchek made it into history books. The people who still live nearby, they have their own stories. They talk about footsteps in empty halls, voices that carry on the wind, shadows moving where no one should be. I am not saying I believe in ghosts, but there were nights, walking through this place alone, where I felt the town watching me back. Some places remember being alive, and they do not let you forget it. Beneath Enilchek is a world most people will never see, mines carved deep into the earth, tunnels that swallow daylight and men alike. Some say the mines still breathe, that if you stand at the entrance long enough, you can hear them sigh. The air carries whispers of deals made, secrets buried, lives lost, and not everyone who went down there ever came back up. Places like Enilchek, they do something to you. You come expecting to capture a story, but instead, the story captures you. It holds up a mirror and asks, "What will you leave behind?" I did not know Enilchek would make me think about my own silence. The moments I lived that no one recorded, the words I never said, the memories that will vanish when I do. We all leave footprints, but most of them disappear faster than we want to believe. That is why I came here, not to save Enilchek, but to make sure it gets remembered at least one more time. As I finally left, I realized I was not leaving alone. Part of this place would stay with me, and maybe, somewhere in these empty rooms, a piece of me would stay too. Not all stories need happy endings. Some just need someone to listen. This was Enilchek, a town that time left behind. But for a moment, you remembered it too. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and do make sure to hit the subscribe button to follow for more travel content around the world.